Hello, this is Audioheads with Geeks Assembled, and Jake and Lee are here to talk about the ash tree. And the ash tree is really quite amazing. It stars Reese Shearsmith as Simon, and Mr. Crumb is played by John Sessions, and primarily starring Rachel Fell. Uh, Played by Amanda Abington of who's married to Watson. You know, this is the story of Castringham Hall, and it's the story of what's going on there and the Fell family estate. Okay, so I it's a ghost story, and I'm just gonna send it over to Lee to talk about M.R. James's The Ash Tree in ghost story form on paper.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of, here we go, Montague Rhodes James, M.R. James, because nearly every year in the UK they have a Christmas ghost story adapted for TV.
Wow.
And usually it's one of his stories. In the past few years, Matt Gatiss has been producing them and stuff like that. The Ash Tree's been produced a few times on TV. But M.R. James used to go be at Eton and Cambridge as a professor. But he used to, on a night, get the students around to his room and tell them ghost stories.
Oh,
And this is where the ghost stories come from. He puts pen to paper and wrote them all. And he's one of the most famous British ghost story writers. So, and the Ash Tree is one of his most famous works. I mean, it's not gory or anything like that, but it's a story what can send chills down your spine, especially on a dark night at Christmas time, sort of thing. Story. The audio by Bafflegab has been updated. The character by Abington, is Amanda Abington,
yeah, correct.
plays the last in line of the Fells. And in the original story, the Fells was the original lord or squire of the manor who killed the witch in the story. So they've updated it, and she is the last in line. So the house is still there, the ash tree is still there. They've just got different relations there, and in a modern day setting. Just retelling the same story, but as I said, generations later. So the cast it's a small cast. I mean, Reece Shearsmith is an amazing. And do you know which city he's from?
Is he from Hull?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay. You can ask.
He's the same age as me. Um,
Oh, did you are you mates? Do you know him?
no, he went to the school round the corner from me. We was rival schools.
Oh,
But he made much better decision with his life, I suppose. Um, yeah, Reece J. Smith. So we've mentioned Amanda, but also we've got to say John Sessions, um, a brilliant actor, brilliant comedian actor. Um, Sad to say he passed away last month. Heart attack. So and he was brilliant because he used to back in the early 90s. He came to fame on on the UK version of Whose Line Is It Anyway? The ad lib show.
yeah.
He used to be really good at that, but he's been in loads acting on TV and in films. But as I say, he passed last month, and this audio was recorded 2019, and it won, was it the New York Festival Drama Award,
Yeah.
Gold Award, for best drama. Um, yeah, it's a damn good adaptation, and I do like the modernisation of it. The only thing, the modern thing in this drama compared to the original book is they're using cars. But yeah, it's
And a
creepy.
bulldozer.
And a bulldozer, yeah, it's creepy. It does what it says it's going to do on the tin, and it's not too long. It's what 55 minutes at the most. And it grips you from beginning, and you're just wondering what's going on if you've never heard the story before. And it goes along, and it doesn't drag. But the performances in this are brilliant from the three main actors, just brilliant. So over to you, Susan.
All right, and then I'll just slide it right over to Jake. Jake, what's your opening?
I had I knew zero about the author, the story it is based on, or anything. I chose not to. I didn't even want to know who was in it, so I went in sort of open minded. At first, I thought John Sessions was Paul Clayton because they sound awfully alike. So that's when I looked at the cast and saw these names I recognised. But yeah, I love creepy stuff, and this was ooky spooky to the extreme, but not in the way that it relies on scares to like make you nervous. It sounds. I think it's audio really. Of course, it's an audio, but the way they did the sound design really freaks you out, and it is a good story. And like I enjoyed it. I was fresh into it. I never don't know the story in the first place. I've heard of it, sort of thing, but I never looked into it. But love horror anthology stuff. It was good. So I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm really glad that you did. It it was spooky. It was super cool. The 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 way they described where they unearthed the the mask. I didn't even know what a mask was, like a witch mask, and so I still have to look that up. And but I did.
Did you call it? Was it a bridal or something?
Yeah, a bridal. Yeah, crazy. And like the other thing that was really interesting was the way that they described the house and the rooms and the two bedrooms, like the one that they were sleeping in to begin with, and then they moved up into the master suite, and it got weird from there. And the way they described the ash tree was amazing. I mean, it was alive. It was its own character in the thing. The things that were their own characters in the thing were the house, the ash tree, what came from the ash tree, and and the grounds itself and what that meant. Those were actually characters in the story and not just like plot devices. And you could almost see the estate, in your mind. And I've found some cool pictures of estates in looking at this. And so it had its supernatural eeriness, like this one with the ash tree right there by the window. That this is the one that is in real life what they consider that's the front and that's the back, and the ash tree there by the window. That's the one that they consider. But it's actually fiction, so all these beautiful images are from real things, but like this is more the way it is. And um, so the thing that really wasn't a character in the story was what came out of the tree at the end. And I mean, it was as scary as something that you'd see in Lord of the Rings, or in The Mandalorian, or there's a bunch of them that I guess even aliens a little bit. Yeah, strange. Anyway, so it's ooky and spooky and really cool, and I'm glad it won awards. But let's let's say our favorite moments. I didn't give you any of mine, so I'll have plenty of time to do that later. Let's go backwards. Let's go to Jake first for your favorite moments.
Well, with what Susan just said about it's similar to certain things, as she was talking, I was thinking. I recently read a Doctor Who book a couple of weeks ago, and that was all revolving around a dead tree in the mid next to a house that was causing all these troubles. And then we got at that series 11 story, which is also about a tree causing all these troubles. So it's like the S tree has influenced a lot of media. But saying that, my favourite bit was when the woman has a meltdown, throws her table everywhere, screams at everyone, because I think we've all had that moment in our lives at some point. And I thought that was really, really well performed. And I think the whole cast as a whole, even though it was like three of them, brought the whole thing together, and it was superb. It was really incredible with what so little they had, what they could achieve.
Yeah, all right, that's great. That's a great moment, though. Yeah. So Lee, what were your favorite? What's your favorite moments?
Well, just going back to what Jake says, yeah, the ash tree has influenced a lot of stories, but M.R. James stories have influenced a lot of stories. You watch something modern day, something it'll always come back to one of these type of stories written. I mean, the ash tree is 116 years old. The story, so it's got a lot of time to influence a lot of things. But for me, favorite moment. I mean, I do like the character of Mr. Chrome, played by John Sessions. He was just an annoying historian, getting on the nerves of the woman. But it was it was when they were finding dead squirrel. Was it dead squirrels, dead birds, near the tree, ash tree? Also and
Rubbish.
he was getting infected, and it was looking like the same sort of thing. What had killed the Lord Squire Fell all those 100 years ago, and he said, and then it was the way the marriage was falling apart. There was something happening, dividing those two characters in that house, tearing them apart, which was, I mean, they were a happy family. They were happy couples to begin with. Then halfway through, there was just something in that house what made them, as Jake said, just she flipped. And but one but one thing I do like is because she loved sleeping in the bedroom because she loved the sound of the branches scraping on the window. Very creepy when one of her friends says the tree's nowhere near the window. Oh, goosebumps. But it was, yeah, it's just it's the atmosphere of this tale. I mean, you could put this on late at night, put a candle on, turn the lights off, put a candle on, listen to this in the dark. Which actually, I do most things in the dark nowadays.
Except for podcasting.
Oh, I can turn the light off. Don't worry about
All right, all right.
that.
Well, like that was a really really gruesome moment when they said, "Well, no, 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 the tree is nowhere near." Another gruesome moment was they dig underneath where they wanted to build the workshop, and they find a slab, and the first thought is it's one of those stone slabs nicely cut, but then they said it wasn't nicely cut, and so then I'm like, oh shoot, they found a henge, and then they find a mask, and then I'm like, oh no, they found a mask and the bridle, the witch's bridle, and so that was crazy. And then when they burned the ash tree, and it started fighting back kind of thing, and they invited their friends, and their friends were uh, to like a party, but then so one set of friends, and then they hated their friends, but it was weird. So that was spooky. And what came out of the tree all at the very end, that was like amazing. It was definitely like like all the spiders.
Mm.
And so now you know kind of what was actually biting people and causing the trouble is a bunch of spiders. And spiders can, I saw a man who worked with me who had a spider bite on his arm, and it was almost as big as the lower part of his arm. He had a little flesh here and a little flesh here, and then he had one strip right here that wasn't yet affected, but the rest of it was just being. Uh, Spider bites are really dangerous, so I could see that this man was, he had maybe gotten bit by a spider. I don't know.
Or it could have been a witch's curse.
Or it could have been the witch's curse. The witch's curse. I mean, what a gruesome tale about how she was tortured, and
Mm.
she and her friends were tortured. And Chrome and his incessant. I mean, he was sort of more than a busybody. He was. I mean, it was like almost like mind control. What he was doing, I don't know. He was one scary so and so. I'm not sure that that he would be too welcome at the vicar's table for a Sunday, you know, a Sunday joint, as you in the UK would say. Geez, I don't even know. Scary guy, and Jeff Sessions, or not Jeff Sessions. What's his
John,
name?
John,
Jo-
John.
John Sessions. Pardon my little
He's done.
political flip,
Yeah,
but
he's done a couple of big finishes as well as John.
yeah, yeah, I recognize the voice. But the thing that I was noticing was that he doesn't look at all like himself when he speaks in this. He looks like some sort of gaunt stranger, like the Slender Man or something in my head. So yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead, open
yeah.
comment.
John Sessions always used to put voices on, so he always used to exaggerate voices when he was acting and stuff like that. And so, but, he was a very good actor and very funny. So he'll be sadly missed. It
Yeah.
came a bit as a shock last month when this, John Sessions passed away. So,
Oh
so
man. Oh man,
yeah.
that's rough. So go ahead. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Um, if not something to do with the actor, but if anybody you get your chance, because they're available on YouTube and whatever, check out A Ghost Story for Christmas. There's different stories. I think the last one, what was on TV, starred Peter Capaldi. They're only about 25 minutes, half an hour long, but there are good ones. There's one called Casting of the Runes. That's a good one. And what was the other one I like? Let me look at the book title, the story title. Oh, Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad. That's a scary one. That's about a spectre, but it's and the tractate Midith is a good one as well.
The Tractate Mythos.
Midith, yeah, the tractate Midith. There's Casting the Runes. There's loads.
Oh,
Martin, that was the one. What was starred Peter Capaldi? It was called Martin's Close.
awesome.
they do them nearly every year. I mean, they've retold and remade them. I mean, but they're very good. They just, usually on maybe Christmas Eve at 11:30 at night on BBC Two or something like that. Just before Christmas Day comes.
Something to scare you right back into your jammy.
I mean, I don't know about in America, but in Britain, it's sort of a Christmas tradition, a Christmas ghost story. Charles Dickens, Christmas Carol.
Yeah, it used to be. It used to be
Yeah.
there. It
Yeah.
isn't anymore. There's too much melty in here. But yeah, that's exciting.
I just love to sit down, Christmas Eve and have a good little, not gory or anything, just a little scary, spine chilling ghost story just before bedtime,
Yeah,
before Santa comes.
so cool. Well, I thank you guys for listening to this with me. What would you rate it, Jake?
I'll give it a solid 9. I really did enjoy this ooky spooky tale. It's very creepy and I very much enjoyed it. It makes me want to go and listen to other stuff Bafflegab have done.
Yep.
Oh, hey, we've done quite a few on here. You will
He
like,
and I are big Bafflegab fans.
I'll tell you something, Jake, you will like the Scary Fires. Give that a chance. And also the Baker's End.
So good. And Lee, what would you give this?
Well, it's a brilliant adaptation of a classic ghost story. So the performances are brilliant. It's just a shame Bafflegab don't do that many. It's maybe one a year they do now. Come on, Bafflegab, get your act together. So I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I just loved it.
I think Bafflegab should do more Scarifiers, or this one, like something like this would be also really great.
Another advertisement for Bafflegab. On their site, there is a free download, Scary Fires. It's only starring Terry Malloy this time, but it's Dunning is on lockdown.
Oh no! Oh good!
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
good!
It's only, I think it's only about half an hour or something like that, but it's a free download on their site.
Okay. Thank you for the shout. That's awesome. We'll have to check that out. And thanks, Bafflegab, for making the ash tree. I was scared. I listened to it alone in the dark. It was awesome.
How it's supposed to be listened to.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I will give it 10 spiders, 10 witches' bridles out of 10. It was so good. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for being brave enough to listen. I'm sorry that some of the rest of our podcast members wouldn't listen, but um, yeah, and it's an Advent season. We can light a candle and deck the halls and listen to ghost stories. And so thank you, Bafflegab, for doing this. And as you listen to your ghost stories, check out the rest of our podcasts about the scare fires. We actually have Bunny Cheesewright as one of our guests, and he's amazing. Phil Rose. Anyway, he's great, and so we'd like to invite you to listen to those, subscribe to our channel, and do come join us if you're brave enough. I mean,
Mm.
it does take a little chutzpah to get through some of these dark and scary audios, and then also stay tuned this week. We're reviewing Ghostbusters. Once we've had a Ghostbuster, we've had yeah, there you go, Ghostbusters 2. Once we've had a ghost, we might as well have Ghostbusters 2, and Star Trek 4, A Voyage Home, which is the funny. It's almost as funny as Galaxy Quest. You know,
Mm.
in all honesty, Galaxy Quest was a good sequel to Star Trek 4. So yeah, thank you, Jake. Thanks, Lee. We will gather again in a fortnight, and we are reviewing what?
It's another Christmassy tale. I think you picked it. Is it the Post Nostragram gang
Yeah,
with
Merry
oh,
Christmas, Mister Jago.
that's it. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, so fantastic. It's going to be great. And
Oh, one more thing as well.
yes,
Our first audio heads of 2021
yes.
will be our 100th audio heads.
Oh, well, perhaps we'll do a little celebration then.
I'll get the drink.
Masterful.
Alcohol. They demand drinks, and they demand their pints, and they demand their mixed beverages. Their mixed. Um, anyway, so glad. And thank you for coming along with me for 100 of these like fun things. We will we will continue, and yeah, uh, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification button, and join us on our social media. And
Yeah.
thank you. We'll let the spiders bite.
Ooh.